Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight is a stage and screen legend you've known as Hamlet, Prospero, Magneto, and of course, Gandalf. He now stars in a new play called Anarch. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Ian McKellen. How lovely to see you again, Ian.
It's
doing well, I hope?
to be here. Yes.
Yes, that's for you. Yes, sir. That's for you. This is mine.
Gin?
Yes. Yes, exactly. The beefeater, just as you asked. Now, before we get to anything else, happy this year's 25th anniversary of the greatest trilogy of all time. To celebrate, you recently got together with the Hobbits for an Empire magazine cover.
Yes.
And did you get together to compare how your tattoos have aged? Because you all have the Elvish 9 tattoo on your shoulder right there.
Yes. And I only see it upside down, you know.
Oh, yes.
And although the right way up it spells 9 for the fellowship in Elvish, what would that word be?
Nino. I don't know. I don't know what 9 is.
Have I caught you out there?
Yeah, do you know what the word 9 is in Elvish?
No.
Ha!
But upside down, which is the way I read it, it spells Gucci.
The Father, the Son, the House of Gucci. All right. Now, when you started this, very quickly here, I understand when you first got the role, you hadn't read the books.
No, I was rather ashamed that I hadn't. I didn't really know what they were talking about when they came to ask me to be in it. And there wasn't a script to read. There were just a few designs for the scenery and so on. And of course, ever since, members of the family and friends and total strangers come up to me and tell me that they have, like you, read the books. And some even boast, I read Lord of the Rings every year. Are you one of those?
Every year would be a little light.
All right. Well, on my first day in Wellington, in New Zealand, I was taken out to dinner by Peter Jackson, who, as you know, is a very sociable fellow. And that's where I met, for the first time, the 4 adorable hobbits.
Sure, yeah.
And the glamorous 3, Aragorn, Boromir, and Legolas. And a rival wizard was sitting next to me at supper, Christopher Carandini Lee, veteran of 200 movies, in 10 of which he played Dracula.
Yes.
And during the soup, he turned to me with that dreadful, piercing look in those dark eyes, as if he was contemplating a virgin neck. And he said to me, I read Lord of the Rings every year. And then the killer, I've always thought I should play Gandalf.
That's a fine how do you do.
But he was a very nice man indeed, and I think that was a joke, but maybe not.
Maybe not. I understand, looking back, that first day on set was a rather unusual scene for you to shoot on the first day.
Well, it was the very first scene of my character arriving in Hobbiton. With the hat which kept blowing off and had to be fixed with a piece of elastic, which I hope you didn't see. But that was fine. But the next day, I was filming the very last scene of the 3rd movie, by which time I was Gandalf the White, about whom I knew very little.
And you're leaving.
And I'm leaving these 4 small people, and I said to Peter Jackson, do I know these guys? And he said, yes. I said, do I like them? He said, yes. You've been through quite a lot with them, yeah. So I looked at them rather benignly. But if you look back at that particular shot, you'll see there is absolutely nothing happening on my face at all. I thought that was the safest thing to do. Do nothing.
We could just project onto you.
And you can project what you want, yeah.
Well, you fooled us.
Good.
Now, I was so happy to hear that you're going to be reprising the role of Gandalf in The Hunt for Gollum, which is the next film Andy Serkis is directing. I know that you really can't tell us anything about the story. I understand that. But can you tell us when you start filming?
I think in July, which is unfortunate because it's winter down there in New Zealand.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure that I want to be out there in the wind and the rain. But we'll be indoors probably most of the time. Yes, then I put on the pointy hat and the beard.
Yeah.
And the nose. Yeah.
Sure.
And the eyebrows. Yeah.
Yes.
And the moustache. Yeah. Oh dear. And the gloves, I dare say. I don't know.
Yes. Have you seen the photos that people have sort of caught you wearing things that are not canon? Like there's a moment when you're fighting in Minas Tirith, you've got your watch on. And there's another moment, I think it's in Helm's Deep, you look down and you've got like trainers on. You've got sneakers on.
Well, if people had looked closely at the movies, they would have realized that in my voluminous gown,
yes,
I had a pocket to put the complete works of Tolkien, which I always referred to each day before shooting a particular scene.
Did you really have the books on you?
Yes, and you can quite clearly see the outline of a book as I'm going along. Oh, wow. But then that's all right.
That fits for Gandalf
reader.
right there.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis is directing the new film. What do you look for in a director? Because I'm looking for a new gig, and if I were to direct you as what are you looking for from a director?
I would ask you what I have asked of every film director I've ever worked with. Please, will you teach me how to act in front of the camera? And none of them has ever done that. So if you're willing to do that,
yeah, sure.
You're on.
Ready? Here, I got it for you. Ready? I got two pieces of advice for you. One is talk loud and fast and worry about the art later.
Yes.
And the second one is the shortest distance between 2 points is learn your lines.
Ah, yes. Don't.
Yeah. Are you a quick study?
Oh no, not anymore. I used to be. I can't remember having to learn lines when I used to do a different play every 2 weeks. But now I do a play once every 2 years. It does get more difficult.
You're not only going back to Gandalf, you also are going to go back as Magneto in Avengers Doomsday. So that's fun. You get to be like the good guy and the bad guy. You got the hot side hot and the cool side cool.
Now, I don't always understand the story of these movies that I'm in.
Neither do I, but it doesn't really matter.
But in this one, I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying that Magneto destroys New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I'm sorry about that, New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
It's my fault. So I'm standing up, pretending to do that, and the wind is blowing in my hair, and I'm putting on a fierce look, and I'm trying to be magnetic. Yeah. And the director over the loudspeaker says, "Ian, look more furious." He said, "Shout something." I said, "What do I shout?" He said, "Shout the worst thing you could possibly think of." So I said, "Mar-la-go."
Good.
Will I be allowed back in the country?
Will you be allowed back in the country?
Yeah.
No guarantees.
All right.
I don't think I'm the right person to ask for that. Next year will be the 60th anniversary of your Broadway debut in the play The Promise.
That's right.
Okay. So I'm curious, what were your first impressions? I can't believe it taking that long to get to Broadway. What were your first impressions of coming to New York and doing a play?
Well, I was so excited, and I was met by my agent at what is now JFK. And we drove in a taxi into Times Square. And at that time, the traffic moved around Times Square in both directions. Yeah. Motor cars. Yeah. But in the middle, there's a statue to George M. Cohan, one of the great heroes of Broadway. And there was a guy standing by the statue urinating on it. And I thought, my God, these critics, they get everywhere, don't they?
Now,
So it was a wild place.
Yeah.
You didn't go down 42nd Street. You peeped down because you knew there were terrible things going on down there.
oh, yeah. Unless you wanted to be part of the terrible
Unless
things,
you wanted
and then
to,
you
yeah.
went down 42nd Street.
And I don't know that it's improved by being so respectable. You can't even smoke now in Times Square.
You can't?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cigarettes.
Anything.
If you think people aren't smoking in New York, you need to get out more. Because I get a contact high getting out of the car and going to the cab. Okay, so you're now starring in a play called Anarch, which is called a mixed reality play. What is that different from a film or a play?
Oh, in every possible way. You sit in a room with a lot of other people as members of an audience, but you're by yourself in your seat. And you put on a pair of glasses, not unlike these. I mean, they're perfectly ordinary glasses. They seem to be. You pop them on. And in front of you are 4 chairs that weren't there when you didn't have them on. And the lights go down, and into these 4 chairs come 4 people, one of whom is me. And the play starts, and these 4 characters talk directly to you. And you would swear that they were real people, they really were there, and that you could touch them. But you can't, because they're not there. But it's not like watching a film. They're not on a screen. There's no AI involved. It's just a technique that allows it. I can't describe it any more than that. We look as if we're really there. And what's marvelous about it is that what I like most about live theatre is the direct communication with the audience. They know I'm here, you're there, and there's only a bit of space between us. In this case, I'm not there, but I'm even more real than if I were on a stage in front of you. I can't explain it any more than that. The script's written by Simon Stevens, who is one of the great playwrights in the United Kingdom at the moment. It lasts just about an hour. And I don't know whether it's the future, but it's certainly not the past. It's extraordinary.
Well, it sounds fascinating. The play deals with themes of death and the afterlife.
Yes.
And you've said that every role you take on these days, you keep in mind that it could possibly be your last role. And I'm curious how, like this far into your career, as opposed to, say, 60 years ago when you were performing, how does that in any way change your approach to a role?
There's nothing I enjoy more than acting. And not so much in movies, but in the theatre. And there you are, where I have so often sat myself, because I go to the theatre all the time. But there we are, we're in the same room, the same space, and something happens. There is a collective happening. I speak, you listen, you laugh, you cry, you're moved, you're stimulated in some way. And at the end of the evening, you can turn to a total stranger next to you and say, well, what did you think of the show? And if it's worked, if it's worked, you never forget it. And I want to go on being part of that as long as I can, as an audience and as a performer. And so although I made 5 movies last year, I think this year I'm going to be more involved with live performance.
Do you remember the first play you saw? Or your earliest memory of going to the live theatre?
Oh, a lot. The first Shakespeare I saw was Macbeth, done by some amateurs in the north of England. First play I saw was Peter Pan. Will there be a real crocodile? Will they really fly? Well, we'll have to wait and see. The trouble was I could see. I mean, I could see the wires. It was...
And when did that go from, oh, this is something I enjoy, to something, this is something I must do?
Well, it was the thrill of going to Peter Pan eventually. I mean, when Peter Pan said, do you believe in fairies?
Yes.
I was only 3 years old, but I clapped away. And I've been clapping ever since, of course. We had to leave early to get the train back home. And we were pushing along the seats there, and we got to the door there. I looked back at the stage, Neverland. And at the back, there was nothing but starlight, lights in the black curtain. And I can remember saying to myself, I'm coming back. I want more of this. But it wasn't about me being on the stage. No, I wanted to find out, how do you make starlight? Yes. Where do the wires go? And that's why I became an amateur actor, was to get on stage to find out what it was like to be backstage. And I still find the same thrill. It was a thrill just standing there in the wings there, knowing that here there was a show going on. There's not a show going on. Where is that line?
I know. The tension, the sort of the hot and the cold, the two sort of thermoclines between those two is a wonderful kind of exquisite tension if you get to popping back forth.
And here you are in a bit of live theatre.
Yes.
And it's as much fun as it is watching your show as I do, night after night, and thank God. If I want to know the truth about what's going on in American politics, I watch the Stephen Colbert show. But tonight, I am here. Well, it's actually happening. And this is live theatre that you're doing.
Sure. And live music.
And live music, thank goodness. It happens that a lot of people are going to watch it because it's being televised, but we all had this secret. We were here.
We were here. I don't know. I love the description. I love your description of yourself as that little boy who saw those lights and wanted to be back, not on stage, but in this theater. I tell young performers sometimes, or just people who interns here, I'll often say to them, I said, I have some good news for you. There's a place for you in show business, but it may not be where you think it is.
No.
If you want to be, when I was young, if I could go in a theater, even if the theater was empty, I'd like to go into the theater and just sit down and be in the theater. I felt held by it. I felt safe in there, or rather not safe, but I felt like I belonged even if we were going to try something dangerous. I felt like there was a storm going on outside, but this was a safe harbor where all of us were going to do something together. Even if I tore the tickets or painted the sets or did the sound or swept up, I would do anything when I was a young man to just be in that theater every night. And by hook or by crook, this is what I ended up doing. But the goal was to stay in that building.
Yeah.
And I tell young people, it's like, have that in your heart. Yeah. Want to go help that thing, because theater needs everything, and show business needs everything that humans do so we can reflect what humans do.
Yes.
You know, you can paint the sets, you can drive the van, you can pay the checks, anything. Everyone's in the show.
And it is happening now.
Yes.
This is not recorded for you.
No.
This is it.
No.
He's real. You're real. I'm
real.
They're real.
And I think that's the good news. I think that's one of the good news of sort of the coming AI revolution, is that I think there's going to be a little bit of a spring back to wanting to go see something live, so that you know that's a real human saying real human words to another human, written by a human about what it's like to be human for other humans.
I was just in Chicago and doing a fundraiser for the Chicago Shakespeare Theater. And I met some kids there and did a little show for them. And I said, look, before you go, can I just tell you that there was a song written by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Incidentally, this theatre where we are now was built, did you know, by Oscar Hammerstein.
Yeah.
And the song goes, some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger, you may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somehow you'll meet her again and again. Not if you're on your phone, you won't.
we've got to go here in just a moment. But before you go, I want to talk to you about Shakespeare, because you're, in my light, the greatest Shakespearean actor that I've ever seen. Sorry, Derek Jacobi. Sorry, Mark Rylance. Sorry, Judi Dench. It's this guy. But as the goat of Shakespeare, one of the reasons why you've got this remarkable career, one of the things that's a highlight of this career is that, and explain to me what this means, you are one of the only living actors who has premiered a Shakespearean role. You originated the role?
I did.
What was that? And how you look fantastic for 400.
Shakespeare wrote many plays, 37 of them, by himself, but he also contributed to other people's shows. One of the speeches he wrote for a play called Thomas More has been preserved, and it's the only sample of his actual handwriting of some of the words of a play by him. And it's not in the Folger Library, it's in the British Library. You can see it, it's on display there in London. And it happened that the play was never performed during Shakespeare's lifetime because it was thought to be a bit seditious. It had its actual premiere on stage in 1964, which was the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's birth, and I played Thomas More, so you are looking at a man who created a part by William Shakespeare.
So this is handwritten. They know it's his handwriting of this monologue that you did.
Of a speech you probably don't know, but you ought to know, because
Thomas
it's a wonderful
speech. I don't know that. So, would you mind doing it for us?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mind, because you'll enjoy it. All right, live theatre.
Yes. What's the setting? What's it take place in the play?
It's all happening 400 years ago, and in London there's a riot happening. There's a mob out in the streets, and they're complaining about the presence of strangers in London, by which they mean the recent immigrants who've arrived there. And they're shouting the odds and complaining and saying that the immigrants should be sent back home, wherever they came from. And the authorities send out this young lawyer, Thomas More, to put down the riot, which he does in two ways. One, by saying that you can't riot like this, it's against the law, so shut up, be quiet. And also, being by Shakespeare, with an appeal to their humanity. So in order to set it up, we really need somebody to shout that the strangers should be removed. Could someone do that? The strangers should be removed! Grant them removed! And grant that this your noise hath chid down all the majesty of England. Imagine that you see the wretched strangers, their babies at their backs, with their poor luggage, plodding to the ports and coasts for transportation. And that you sit as kings in your desires, authority quite silenced by your brawl, and you in ruff of your opinions clothed. What had you got? I'll tell you. You had taught how insolence and strong hand should prevail, how order should be quelled. And by this pattern not one of you should live an aged man, for other ruffians, as their fancies wrought, with self-same hand, self-reason, and self-right, would shark on you, and men like ravenous fishes feed on one another. You'll put down strangers, kill them, cut their throats, possess their houses. Oh, desperate as you are, wash your foul minds with tears. And those same hands that you, like rebels, lift against the peace, lift up for peace. And your unreverent knees, make them your feet, to kneel to be forgiven. And say now the king, as he is clement, if the offender mourn, should so much come too short of your great trespasses, but to banish you. Whither would you go? What country, by the nature of your error, should give you harbor? Go you to France, or Flanders, to any German province, Spain or Portugal, nay, anywhere that not adheres to England? Why? You must needs be strangers. Would you be pleased to find a nation of such barbarous temper that breaking out in hideous violence would not afford you an abode on earth? Whet their detested knives against your throats, spurn you like dogs, and like as if that God owned not, nor made not you, nor that the elements were not all appropriate to your comforts, but chartered unto them. What would you think to be thus used? This is the stranger's case, and this your mountainish inhumanity. William Shakespeare, 400 years ago.
Tickets to Anarch are available now in McKellen, everybody. We'll be right back with the performance by